Happy 2018. My washer is running right now, so it's loud. I should just wait for this. Happy New Year! I don't know how to say that without sounding super cheesy, so we're just gonna go with that. It is 2018. I'm sitting at my vanity and I'm getting ready for the day, and I just wanted to chat a little while I'm sitting here about this past year and this new year and this vlog and my life and all that business. Basically, I just wanted to say that 2017 was kind of weird. Honestly, for me, 2016 and 2017 were both a little weird. I'm sure if you know me, you already know all this, but we were living in Oklahoma City in 2016, and Tanner took a new job that moved him back to Texas, and I stayed there while we tried to sell the house, and it took us forever. And then we lived with my parents for a little bit. Finally, last year in 2017, we got an apartment and got out of my parents' house. And then some of Tanner's job changed and we got called back to Oklahoma. All that to say, I spent much of 2017 anticipating what was next for us. So I just feel like I never really enjoyed where I was at the moment. Because I started the year, we were living with my parents, and I just remember anticipating moving out and saying once we get into our apartment, this will change and it'll feel more real, it'll feel like we're really back in Texas. And I don't know, and then because we went back to Oklahoma for the summer and we lived in a couple of Airbnbs, which was weird. And then it just felt like, well, once we get back to Texas, and then we went to Italy, and I was like, well, once we get back from Italy. And now I kind of have this idea in my head of getting a house, because I love living in an apartment. It's been fun to live in downtown, but I'm just sick of taking my dogs outside. I just wish my dogs had a backyard. And so I can already feel myself starting to do that. Well, once we get into a house, then we'll feel this, we'll feel that. I just truly never let myself feel settled in 2017, and I'm kind of mad about that. I'm mad at myself for doing that. Basically, all I'm trying to say is I just kept anticipating what was next and never truly enjoyed where I was at that moment in my life. And so my number one goal for 2018 is to be present, to live in the moment, to enjoy where I'm at. I'm obviously on a path God has placed me on, and I just don't want to miss anything because I'm just anticipating what's next. And I just, that's my biggest goal, is just live in the moment, enjoy where you're at, and don't just constantly be waiting for something to happen. So that's my main goal. Obviously, I'm a little disappointed I didn't run a marathon in 2017. I thought I was going to, and then during training I got sick and I missed a week of training, and then right after that we left to go to Italy, and so I just kind of decided put it on hold because it wasn't the right time in my life to be training for a marathon. And while it's disappointing, it's obviously not the most important thing in my life is marathons, so I just have to move on and get over the fact that I didn't run a marathon in 2017. And right now I'm training for DC Marathon in March, so I have that to look forward to. I feel like training's going really well, besides the fact that I think I have plantar fasciitis right now on my right foot, so I'm taking a day off. I'm just excited to be training and feeling good and running another marathon, so definitely not trying to qualify for Boston for this one, but if possible, if I feel good in the fall, I might see if that's something I can do. I also wanted to talk a little bit about why I started this vlog in the first place and why it's hard to actually keep doing this vlog. The main reason I started this was for running, because I wanted some sort of accountability, because like I said, I didn't feel settled last year, so I didn't really have much motivation to run. And I thought, well, why can't I just start my own vlog? Instead of blogging every week, I could be vlogging. And I have a broadcasting degree, and I used to really love filming and editing, and so I kind of just wanted to bring that back into my life. I like having a creative outlet, but the reason why it's so hard for me to like actually keep doing this is I kind of got annoyed in the past year or two with social media. It just feels like we live in a very narcissistic world, and that started to bother me a little bit, and that's why I think I stopped posting as much on Instagram. I got annoyed by, you know, going to concerts and seeing people just like watching the concert through their phone screen the whole time. And then when I started this vlog, you know, I want to be recording all the time, but I also want to enjoy where I'm at and not feel like looking at life through a lens. I want to actually be in the moment and be present. And so it's a weird pickle to be in when you're wanting to start a vlog, but you're also wanting to live your life and not be like on your phone and your camera all the time. But I'm gonna try a little bit harder this year. Also, as far as like the content of this vlog, it's gonna be all over the place. I don't want it to be just running really anymore, and so I'm just gonna talk about whatever I'm in the mood to talk about that day, whether it's running or food or dogs, which it'll be a lot. Those are my goals for this year. That's what's going on in my life. That's a lot of why it's hard for me to do this, why I'm gonna try harder to do this. I hope you all have an amazing 2018. I feel so good about this year. For some reason, this just feels like this is our year. I'm pumped up, I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what this year brings. So I just went for a run, and I noticed that, well, it started, I guess Saturday I ran 17 miles. So I kind of sucked last week, was Christmas week. And so I didn't do a very good job like doing my weekday runs. And then I ran 17 miles on Saturday, which you should really do your weekday runs so your 17 miles doesn't hurt. Then I didn't do anything Sunday. And then Monday I went downstairs and ran on the treadmill. And I hate the treadmill. But I ran pretty fast. I only did 2 miles, but I kept increasing the speed till I was going like pretty darn fast at the end. And then after that I noticed my foot started to hurt, and then yesterday I did spin class. It didn't bother me too much. I could feel it hurting today. I knew going out for my run, I told Tanner that I don't know how long I'm gonna make it because my foot's been bothering me. What does this mean when it's hurting right here? And he immediately said plantar fasciitis. And then I just got home and Googled it, and it's very obviously plantar fasciitis. So I looked up some stretches, and I'm about to take a shower and I'm gonna ice it, and I maybe will even do some KT tape tonight before I go to bed and see if that helps. I know it's probably just from like an extensive amount of running, but also I've noticed in the past too, I had like a stress fracture on near the outside of my foot. Is that when my bunions start to hurt, I tend to overcorrect to like not put so much pressure on my bunions, and then it causes me to have other issues on the other side of my foot. So I need to actually use the KT tape that Santa put in my stocking, and hopefully my bunions will stop hurting, my plantar fasciitis will go away, and by the time it's time for me to do my long run this Saturday, I will be healed by the grace of God. Hopefully this stretching and this ice works, and I will be healed soon. So I think my foot is feeling better today. So I'm supposed to do a 16-mile run, but I think I'm gonna take it easy and just do like 10 to 12 miles, see how it feels. And I'm thinking it's more of actually like a tendonitis and not plantar fasciitis. It feels like it's in this tendon that kind of runs here. So I'm going to use my KT tape. That's not going to work. I already screwed my tape up. I'm injured. I stink, but that's okay. I've just been sitting here wallowing in my sorrow since I got back from my run. I did like just under 6 miles, and my foot was hurting the whole time. It was not fun. I can't go to the doctor now because I argued with Tanner yesterday that I didn't need to go to the doctor. I can't let him win. I'm just kidding. If I have to, I will go. But it just seems like common runner injury. It doesn't feel like they can't tell me anything I don't already know. I don't think it's plantar fasciitis. I think I either have tendonitis or a stress fracture, which would be the worst because that'd be harder to heal. But I don't see any bruising. This is my bunion. The reason I think now my foot is hurting here is because I was probably overcorrecting because I've been having pain here. And today I had pain there, but I know it is because I was overcorrecting. But where I'm hurting is right here, which is what makes me worry that it may be a stress fracture. That's the KT tape I did this morning, was like to help stabilize it. It doesn't like really hurt to the touch, but I touch like right in here. I'm just hoping it's not like this bone right here. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Very disappointing when you feel like your training's going so well and then something like this happens. And this is what happened to me during summer last year, but I got different kind of injury. It was like a sickness. It's just really disappointing, but I'm not gonna let it stop me this time. Also, I just was thinking about this when I was running. I kind of hate New Year's because for whatever reason fools you into believing that something's gonna change. Like, it's this year wasn't that great, but when it turns January 1st, it's automatically gonna be better. But that's not always the case. Everything's the same, nothing's changed. And I don't know, I'm just a little disappointed about my foot, but I'm going to rest, ice, do all that stuff this week, and pray that by next weekend, I'm back at it. Pray for me. I just started cooking my dinner. I'm waiting for my water to boil, and I just remembered I still have to edit this week's vlog. Yeah, Sunday night, so go me, I'm already failing at my New Year's resolution. But if you're wondering why I have red lipstick on, it's because I cleaned out and reorganized my vanity, and I threw out a bunch of like old dried up eyeliners and mascaras, and I just want to show you how beautiful it looks now. I got a tray at Home Goods this weekend to put in this thing. So there's all that. There's all that, and I hung up the necklaces I never wear, and all that. And I got this thing at Home Goods. Basically everything on here is from Home Goods, but these are just the two things I got this weekend. And then that, isn't it so pretty? And I got these shorts at Walmart for $8. I have these old mustard yellow Sophie shorts from high school or middle school, and the elastic band is so stretched out that they don't even like stay up on me, but I still sleep in them. And Tanner hates them. He thinks they're the ugliest shorts he's ever seen, and he keeps telling me to throw them away. So I've been buying a couple new sleep shorts here and there, and I told him today I'm getting closer to throwing away the yellow shorts, but not quite ready yet. So maybe 2018 I'll probably throw away the yellow shorts. We'll see. Foot update. My foot still really hurts today. I might have made it worse by running yesterday, but hey, sometimes us runners don't have common sense, and we let our training get in the way of protecting ourselves. But I haven't iced it or anything yet today. I've kind of been just distracting myself. But I still plan on icing it tonight, taping it up probably tonight. I still can't decide if it's plantar fasciitis or tendonitis. And then, you know, I'm just praying it's not stress fracture. But it's still hurting. I don't plan on doing much running this week. I think it's smarter just to rest. I feel like my training's gone well, so it's not gonna deter me too much. I'm gonna still plan on doing my spin classes this week, stay off my foot, but still get my cardio in, and keep praying that it's better by next week.